Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wrath and Glory Faustian Bargains, a Warhammer 40,000 Wrath and Glory campaign run by yours truly. I am William, and I am the storyteller, game master, whichever designation you would like to have for the person who is telling the universe story in this game. And joining me today, we have Andrew.
Hello, I am Andrew, and I'll be playing Shezra Viorlos Shokais, XV8 pilot.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Sidra, the Gilliam Psyker.
And Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I'm playing Gabruk Teeth Tosser, the
I
Orc
like how you
Flashgit.
waved, even though we're the only ones that can see you.
I like to wave to you all. Hi, everybody.
Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I am playing Guido Wolfblood, the Space Marine Primaris Space Wolf Reaver.
Yep. And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Mira, the Seraphim sister.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Tacitus Abano, the Deathwatch Ultramarine Librarian.
And when last we left off, this inquisitorial retinue, we'll say, the group had descended to the Forge World of Ryze to intervene with an Iron Warriors assault force striking down upon the Forge World to presumably try and steal some Titans, because it is a Titan Forge World. Deciding that because the Iron Warriors attack is primarily centralizing on two main locations, one being the Titan Manufactorum and one being General Weapons Manufacturer and Storage, deciding that the likely place to find the leader will be in leading the attack on weapon storage so that he can then turn those weapons on the Titan Manufactorum. The group decided to search for the Warsmith in charge of this assault at weapon storage. Immediately upon touching down, they encountered a squad of Iron Warriors led by a sergeant in Terminator armor. And after a dangerous fight in which someone took a plasma blast to the face and was not looking great afterwards.
Don't worry about it.
They did manage to defeat the Iron Warriors. And with that, the Inquisitor, Furiel Faust, split off to go where he was needed most. Reed probably trying to keep the Space Wolves from killing the Xenos that suddenly appeared on planet. And the group set off on their way towards the weapons manufactorum. And that's where we pick up, with the group leaving behind the bodies of the Iron Warriors as they and the Inquisitors' interrogator, Gora Nightvenom, make their way towards the weapon storage. Any conversation need to happen on the way.
Oh, and just a reminder, because I did it at the very end, I am currently stealthing because I have Chameleon up.
Yes.
I had called on the warp to hide my blend-in, basically. So, which way are we going?
This way. I will lead the way to the manufactory.
That wasn't a bad bit of cropping back there, but I can't wait till we get to this place with all the Daka. Think it's going to be a fight when we get there?
I'm sorry, what?
It is currently
Daka.
It is currently under assault.
Daka. And he demonstrates with his shooter.
You gather that he's talking about guns.
Can anyone else understand anything that comes out of his mouth?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, he's looking forward to a firefight and hoping dearly.
Oi,
Okay.
yeah,
Fine.
just walk it. And you got the big gits. And we could get the looters in and get them inside the big gits and put all the Daka in the big gits, and then we shoot them at the other ones.
The fight.
You got like
Right.
passwords to get into them. I like
Yes.
passwords.
Password would be useful.
Very gawky.
Or is it Mork?
No, this one he's brutally cunning. The other one, more he's cunningly brutal. You got to keep him straight.
You will find the fight you wish once we arrive at the Manufactorum, I am certain. It is currently under assault.
Oh, it's good. All right, just you make sure I know which ones we're supposed to be crumping this time.
I will be sure to point them out.
I'm gonna give him a crumping.
And I think that's my objective met for the session.
Yes, it is. In the first
5 minutes.
Well,
Back it in. Work is done here.
I'll take my wrath, please.
You gain an extra point of wrath.
While this conversation is going on, can I have my drones try to repair me as we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So that is a tech test, and they get 2 extra dice because they are nearby. Ooh,
Excellent.
brilliant.
Nice.
That is 2 wounds repaired.
Good.
I go to 8.
Gather your wits as the traveler
Much
gauges the
better.
depths of the river crossing with the Fallen Branch before we wade into waters wary as we continue towards the shooting. Which also fulfills my objective because that's literally a quote from the Codex Astartes.
We're so good
That's-
at this game.
Codicil MXVIIIXI, the wisdoms of Hera.
Do you also, list off the where you find
No,
it
I
kind of thing?
I know.
Okay.
No, you just say it and go. There's no.
Okay.
We don't. Space Marines.
That's a John thing, okay.
Space Marines understand the Codex well enough that if you quote it, they know.
I don't. Where's that from?
Oh, most of the Space Marines.
The Ultramarines do, and they expect everyone else to.
Oh, do you plan to add the star date onto that for good measure?
We don't date our codexes. What are you talking about? They are eternal, like the Emperor.
Friday, Tuesday.
Oh, showcase, your booster needs some fixing.
I beg your pardon?
Your booster. The big mecha bits you ride around in.
It is called a battle suit. And it is...
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a booster. We Orcs got some too.
You have what I can only politely describe as primitive jetpacks. How's
No,
that?
we got something to go around here, old boy. Sometimes you got to stuff a boy in there real good, but he gets in there and he leaves. Sometimes he even moves around if the mech boy's done his job right. Sometimes it don't work so good, but the other lads, they just picks him up and then they froze him.
I see what you mean, Gita. Did he just talk about putting his own comrades into cannons and firing them across a battlefield?
No, you put
I
me
can
in
only
the
hope.
cannons on him.
Orc looters are surprisingly adept at repurposing others' technology.
I have a response here. Let me just find it in my notes. Yes. Shokai's shield drone immediately puts itself between her and Gobrok.
Gabrick will look at the shield drone. Is the shield active?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, like for testing, is it?
And Gabrick will punch the shield.
Shield rattles a bit, but holds.
I'm gonna duck back away from this. Seems like about 3 seconds from now, someone is going to start shooting someone else.
Well, we are on a forged planet in the middle of a siege. We do
Yes,
have
but
some
we are
places.
supposed to be shooting other people.
Yes. Sidra raises a good point. Well, if you don't mind, I would like to get in the air and observe from the skies.
That would make you prime targets for anti-air turrets. Remember, so long as you are with us, you will be treated as an ally, but seen alone, you will be seen as a Xenos threat.
Oh, I meant just out of punching range.
Fair enough. Still, be wary. It would not do for an ally to be shot out of the sky by this Forge world we are trying to save.
I will keep that in mind. And Showcase's jetpack flares, and she rises about 2 meters higher, just to stay out of Gobrock's punching range.
If you're quite done, shall we continue on?
I was so waiting for the orc to offer to try and fix the battle suit.
I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah,
I think he
we're
also-
going in that. We're going in that direction. Yeah.
And then was swiftly shot down.
What? No, I mean, to be fair, he was distracted by something shiny.
Yeah, that too.
Come, orc, your fight is this way.
Right.
So, you make your way through. Gora, kind of having watched this entire ordeal, just kind of looks at the group, shakes her head with a very slight grin, and just continues on. But it's a relatively short distance because he tried to land the Thunderhawk as close as it could get to the manufactorum that holds the weapons that would be attacked and tried to steal. But already you begin to see the effects that the Iron Warriors have when they attack. There is an air of efficient destruction about.
Really quick, before we left, I cut off the heads of one of the Iron Warriors.
Okay.
And I'm carrying it with me.
All right.
Snack, okay.
No, for proof
Respect that.
proof that we're not working with the Iron Warriors. We do have 2 Xenos with us.
Ah.
Oh, should all of us get bits as to show we don't mean no harm?
One should be suffice. One should suffice. Not be suffice. One should suffice.
One should be suffice.
One should be suffice.
Also, then, like, you'll have less room for Daka, because if you try and, run away from something that's exploding with your arms full of stuff, it becomes very difficult to get away fast. That's why I had to leave, it's very nice shield once.
Why would you run away from the explosions?
Because it can kill you.
No, but that's where the crumping is.
But it can kill you. And I like to stay alive.
Well, it's not very orky.
No, I'm not an orc.
You clearly see Gobrook considering this.
Yeah, I guess that's why you're not very orky.
Correct. You're getting it. I'm proud.
Still bit orky though. Like when you was eating them bits.
Thanks. I take that as a compliment.
All right.
Eventually,
Let
we
go.
get to finish this introduction.
Yep.
Nope.
But you immediately begin to see the effects that the Iron Warriors assault has. There is, like I said, there's an air of efficient destruction about, as the buildings that you can see that have been hit are already rubble. And the fires are spreading in what could only be described as a controlled burn that is forming firewalls to cut off access from most defense forces from taking main roads. Everything that's been destroyed or brought down has been laid down in a very precise area where the rubble is creating the most hindrance to the enemy and the least to the Iron Warriors. And there is a surplus of fleeing civilians. You can, at just about every street corner that you glance down, you can see screaming humans and factory workers and the occasional Mechanicus serf just running in the opposite direction, trying to get away from the ongoing conflict and the battlefield, just in clear and present panic as they move as fast as they can and in no semblance of order, as far away from the battlefield as they can get.
Is there still that same detached, regimented approach that we've seen from the Iron Warriors?
It's hard to tell because you haven't seen any of the warriors themselves, but definitely all of the destruction you're seeing is done for a purpose.
Okay.
There does not seem to have been a single bolt shell fired that wasn't intended to be.
Okay.
But you continue moving, and before long, you crest one of these hills of rubble, and come into sight of what looks to be the front line of the fight for the manufactorum and the weapon storage. You can see the crimson-robed ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus Skitari, their cybernetic warrior legions. These roughly human-sized individuals covered in metallic augments, their bright blue glowing visors marking them out with their crimson robes with the symbol of the Mechanicus emblazoned on all of them, each of them holding these long, thin rifles that seem to be firing off energy rounds into the oncoming ranks of the Iron Warriors. And you're struck by an odd moment of symmetry because just like the Iron Warriors, the Skitari act with perfect regimentation, this unflinching ranked fire line, where each one fires and then kneels as the next one fires and then kneels, and the constant changing motion of the Skitari forming their firing line. The difference being where the Iron Warriors are this level of regimented because of their superhuman nature and their constant training. The Skitari are just programmed that way because they are cybernetic, and there's a certain amount of their body that is just machine. But you see this battle line is basically Terminator shooting at cyborgs.
At this point, I would probably land.
Yeah, how far away?
How long is the battle line?
Yeah, that too.
A couple 100 feet long, and you're probably a good 400 feet out from it.
I mean, how many people are there?
You would probably guess that the ranks are 50 to 100 Skitari fighting a couple dozen Space Marines.
Does this so what's behind the Skitari? As I sort of hold my hand out to stop anybody from going forward and just sort of kneel down to take advantage.
So a lot of Imperial structure is built with defensibility in mind, especially on a Forge world, where they expect to be attacked and people to try and take their assets. So the weapons depot is built like a small fortress, with ramparts and firing holes and other such defensive fortifications, and the Skitari are manning the walls of this gun fort basically, and just sort of forming their firing lines out and trying to lay down as much fire as they can to keep the Iron Warriors from progressing any closer, while the Iron Warriors have formed a barrier wall of what look to be rhino transports that is just sort of providing cover from the oncoming fire of the Skitari and slowly advancing.
Can we identify any leadership among the Iron Warriors?
Roll me.
Yeah, weren't we looking for the one guy
We're looking for
that we saw on the
We all know what a warsmith looks like, but I
yeah,
imagine that
Warsmith.
Roll me awareness.
I imagine that Gita or I could potentially also pick out like a sergeant or something. Natural one on the rat die, but that's 3.
So that's a complication.
unless I have something that can fix that, which I don't think.
No, not really anything can
Well, no,
erase that.
there are some things that I can fix complications on, but I don't think it's that. Yeah, no. Though, does this count as hang on? Would the Oculobe assist here?
Probably, so you can add an extra die.
Yeah. So Gita and I can both roll another die and see if we get an extra success or not.
Are we just rolling a straight d6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's a 4 or 6, it's a success. Or 4 through 6.
4
And
through
what's
6?
What's the Oculobe?
The Oculobe is one of the 22 implants that Space Marines have.
Well, Primaris Marines have 22.
One of the 22 that implants that Primaris Marines have, specifically the Oculobe, or the Eye of Vengeance, enhances our eyesight and it also gives us low light vision.
Okay.
So, I got a 1 on my extra
thanks.
die, but Gita can roll an extra die as well.
I just rolled.
Yeah, she GM rolled it.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
So neither of you got an extra success on that, but so both of you with your number of successes, managed to sort of, as you glance down the battlefield, the Iron Warriors are definitely beginning to dig in. You don't necessarily see the Warsmith that you're looking for himself, but you can definitely note the sort of the leadership laid out of the individual squads of Iron Warriors. It looks like the thing that stands out to you is that a number of the squad leaders of these Iron Warriors squads are wearing Terminator armor, which is a rarity because typically speaking, Terminators are, especially in the olden days of the Legions, and the Iron Warriors definitely carry a lot of that old Legion motif. Terminators are typically veterans of the first company, the lead company of the Legion. And typically speaking, they are in squads of first company veterans rather than being dispersed out as command elements among less veteran squads. This is definitely a different tactic that is being employed here. Either the Iron Warriors have gotten their hands on a lot of Terminator armor to the point where they can afford to hand them out, which is odd but not unheard of, or they are dispersing first company veterans among less advanced squads to provide sort of a leadership boost to the Iron Warriors' efficiency, which is a possible strategy that the Iron Warriors might employ. But you are definitely very easily able to pick out that for every squad of roughly 10 or so Iron Warriors, there is a commander of that squad in Terminator armor.
So how many Terminators total?
You're probably seeing about 5 or 6 Terminators.
Okay, so more than a couple dozen. if it's a squad of you said a couple dozen Iron Warriors, but if there's 10 per Terminator.
No, sorry, yeah, you're correct. The Iron Warriors number probably, because sometimes it's less than 10, but between the sort of like, they're probably about 30, 40 strong in Space Marines, and there's probably 4 or 5, Terminators.
So, this is not a fight we want to engage in.
No, just in general, usually.
Boy.
Well, while there is plenty of Daka down there, it is far superior to our own at the moment.
Where is our Warsmith?
That sounds like a good fight, though.
Not here. Not at least
Yeah.
on this line.
If you wish to die, go ahead.
A good fight is not one that you are subsequently immediately stomped and destroyed in.
A good fight is one where you win.
Good fight is anything that brings glory to the Emperor. And you can see Mira is like just fidgeting on the handles just a little bit.
Oddly enough, that's the only thing that seems to ping something in Godbrook. He turns around and kicks. Is there a helmet or something nearby?
Possibly.
Or a rock?
Probably, yeah.
Something.
Fire hydrant.
Yeah, anything that's nearby, turns around and kicks it as hard as he can.
Captain did say I was supposed to help out, so fine.
I turn towards Mira. Dying in battle against traitors will indeed bring us honor, but failing in our mission and allowing the Warsmith to attain a Titan would not bring glory to the Emperor.
Which is why I'm still here.
But that's going to be a bigger fight, right?
Much bigger.
All right,
then. So this is just the front line. This is not the only place where fighting is happening.
Almost certainly not.
Yeah, I'm looking around trying to see if
we
there's
need to
another
find a flanking route to possibly get around this.
Well, there are significant numbers here, but do I think that this amount of Iron Warriors could probably breach this entrance if they wanted to? Because that's a lot of Iron Warriors to just be huddling behind rhinos. The Skitarii are good, but they're not that good.
They are. The Skitarii outnumber the Iron Warriors at least 2-1, though. And they have the high ground and the advantage of fortifications, where the Iron Warriors are firing up from behind rhinos as their only real cover. But you suspect that given enough time, this advance, because the rhinos are slowly rolling forward. Given enough time, this advance will break in.
My thought is
you suspect the Iron Warriors are just doing their Iron Warriors thing of steady and just constantly moving warfare.
Also I have a suspicion that this is a big threat, but this is not the true threat. That there might be this might be a distraction, basically. Like there's another point of egress to this weapon, to this fort that the Warsmith might be at.
You can roll me leadership.
I'll do that. 8 successes.
With 8 successes, you can shift that one if you want for something.
I will shift that one into glory.
All right. You have all gained glory. With 6 successes now, you would suspect, if this was not the primary line, which there's a decent possibility it might not be, because if as you suspect, the Warsmith is here, and he's not on this line, which is where he would be if this was the primary assault. If he is on this line, he's in one of the rhinos potentially, or somewhere nearby. But if he's not at this line, then you would suspect he's probably leading a secondary strike force to get inside the structure around the Skitarii, while they're all held up fighting off the main battle force.
Looking at we've got sort of a good vantage point. Do we have a good vantage point on the fight itself?
Yeah.
Looking at the defenses, if I were to assume that I was leading an Ultramarine squad to attack this, and I wanted to have a secondary squad assaulting, where would I go? Just judge based on what I'm looking at.
With the roll that you made, you would probably The current battle line is planetary west.
Mhm.
From the facility. So the Skitarii are facing west. The Iron Warriors are marching east.
Yeah.
If you, as an Ultramarine, were to try and strike into the facility while the Skitarii were held up on a battle line, you would want to move not from the opposite direction, because you would suspect that the Skitarii would plan for any kind of just immediate opposite approach, any kind of immediate flank. Rather, you would probably try and come from a relatively oblique angle, probably perpendicular, and just try and avoid being spotted or take out any potential edges of the line that were in the way. While probably you would probably want to have gotten blueprints of the area in advance, so you would know if there was any potential underground passage, or any maintenance hatch for, say, servitor work, or any transit hubs for like cargo tens or anything like that to carry stuff underneath the roadways, where things might be able to get inside.
So I will turn to Gora. Gora, do you have access to any manner of blueprint or additional intel on this facility?
Gora sort of clutches the Vox bead in the collar of her outfit. Let me see if I can get a hold of our savant. And she speaks into the Vox bead for a minute. Savant Expositus, do you happen to have the blueprints for the facilities that hold the munitions here on Ryze? She lists off a rattle of coordinates. And a few moments later, there's a hiss of response from her Vox bead. She listens for a second. All right, send it to my noosphere. And a few moments later, you can see she holds up a wrist-mounted device that sort of projects this sort of blue holographic display off of her wrist as she looks up at it, and you see her eyes sort of sparking as the ocular implants in her eyes sort of take in the information being projected. It all looks just like a bunch of lines of data to you, but she seems to be able to read it.
Well, I'm going to have everybody shift away so we're not in line of sight to the battle anymore, off our vantage point, but where we're more hidden. We should be looking for any entrances to the north or south, maintenance hatches, transportation tunnels, anything that might be underground.
There's
Or obstructed.
on the opposite side, south side, there is a underground cargo transit hub that is designed to try and transfer materials to and from this facility around the manufactorums, around the nearby area. It's supposed to try and keep traffic moving underground while allowing foot traffic and other forms to move on the ground surface.
Does it perchance connect to the Titan Manufactorum?
Not directly, but
any nearby?
It could definitely lead to a closer facility.
So, looking at the rest of the group, my suspicion is that the Warsmith has gained access to this maintenance tunnel, or to this transport tunnel, cargo tunnel, and is using that as his method of entry while the remainder of his forces are assaulting the front. If we can find it, and we will be able to take the Warsmith by surprise, should he already be inside.
Where's the nearest entrance to this tunnel from the current battle lines?
Would be to the north, I assume.
South.
Or south. Would be to the south, I assume.
Yes,
we'd have to cross the battlefield.
That's...
If we cross behind their lines, it'll be easier to evade them. They're focused on the building itself, but we would need to be quick and quiet.
No problem.
I can be quiet.
Right, me too.
We could use some distraction.
Shokais, can you use one of your drones to scout out a potential path around this battle?
All right, I will see what I can do.
Since the drone is much smaller than the rest of us and can fly around easier.
Would my DX4 Technicals surveillance protocol help here?
Probably.
All right.
Surveillance. Sounds like it. I'm
It's
guessing.
It's normally
Surveil
used.
us away out of here.
It's normally used for assessing adversaries in the middle of a fight, but it's probably within its wheelhouse.
Yeah, we'll make an awareness test for the technical drone.
Okay, and this is probably going to be a flat roll since it'll be actually moving and scouting around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Nice.
Nice. You need to hold on to 3 of those.
Okay.
So you can put forward
2,
one
3.
of those. You can shift 2 of the exalted icons.
Let me check and see exactly what I can shift for. Shifting dice. Here we are. Okay, I would like to shift 1 to gain information, specifically whether I started talking and didn't think of my answer.
I've done that.
I do that a lot. My apologies. I would like to shift to gain information to to learn whether there is an Iron Warrior presence in the underground network, and I will shift the other into glory.
All right.
I like it.
Let's see here.
Yeah, because if they're not there, then this is us running across the battlefield, opening a door, and being like, shit, they're
And
not there.
And if there's a lot of them, we could probably be opening a cover and like, shit, there's too many of them.
That too.
That's when you throw down the melta charge.
Yes, we have to.
Or they're not there because they're already in the facility.
Yeah.
Well, if they're not there, we probably just go in.
So the drone darts off and begins to hover and begins to fly low, using as much cover as it can, and it almost several times has to pass directly under the guns of the enemy and just sort of like skirts low as bolter fire is going off above its head.
Oh goodness.
And as it hovers across the battlefield and sort of skits and draws its way across, it sort of scans the area for potential passes, and there's not. You could take the long way by just circling around to the east, because you're currently north of the battlefield. You could just circle east until you go all the way around the back of the facility to get around. But if you're looking for the shorter way, it sort of finds that theoretically, because of how slow the battle line is moving, the rubble that's left in the way from the preliminary bombardment the Iron Warriors did to sort of clear any large structures has left just enough large-sized rubble for a small squad like yours to try and maneuver their way through cover. Stealthily would be preferred, but you could theoretically just rely on the cover and dash. And then once it gets there, as it sort of checks for the primary entrance of these tunnels, it discovers that there has definitely been signs of forced entry. The entrance to this cargo tunnel has definitely been blasted open.
All right. So Showcase is seeing this inside the battle suit because there's a video link from the drone.
Yep.
So as she sees what the drone sees, she will relay it. All right, looks like we have a potential path in, though it risks taking heavy fire. The underground network has been entered, so we can expect resistance inside.
The Skitarii are still fighting on this front, which means that wherever they're doing, they are moving subtly. Which means that they are either moving slow or just killing everything they see.
Or doing the Iron Warrior set traps everywhere.
Yes, if they're moving slow, I suspect they're setting traps everywhere.
Yes.
Mm.
This path, though.
We do not have time to go around if they're already inside.
No.
Very well.
You should go and hope for the best.
Quick and quiet as possible.
Yes. Quiet.
The Emperor protects.
Let's go then.
Yeah.
Making your way through.
Yep.
All right. Everyone can go ahead and make me a stealth test.
Woo!
Okay.
I'm so good at those.
Gobrick's specialty.
I get +3 to it. Woo.
Yep.
Let's see if any of our... Before I do this, let me see if any of my implants apply.
I don't think they will.
Well, my battle suit
agility.
definitely
Oh, that's not
applies.
bad.
It's
Yeah, so it's +3 extra die. It's not just +3. So, stealth. Extra bonus die is
Would this
3.
would this be considered extreme stress, and would my Belisarian furnace restore this
No.
weird shock that I've got?
Belisarian Furnace
6,
is
7,
I've
8,
been
9.
shot and I'm currently under fire.
10 successes.
I feel like I'm about to be shot and about to be under fire is a lot of stress too.
Not enough for the furnace.
2 successes.
9 successes.
6 successes.
However, anyone gets +2 dice on their attempts to detect me because I am huge size. I am being very sneaky right now.
I'm just very sneaky.
I'm just sneaking.
My shoulders are very broad. They're knocking over Rumble. I can't help it.
I got 4 total, including the Wrath die success.
Meanwhile, Gita, who is just as broad as you, is just sort of gliding through.
Gita is slightly less broad because Gita is slightly less tall. Gita is 8 foot tall, not 10.
Gita is a leaf on the wind.
Gobrick has inexplicably pulled on like a purple knit hat. And then is stealthing around.
You just got like a purple toque.
Yeah, exactly.
God, this is just
It's
like
part of
trying to walk in the middle of 4 people arguing over
Sidra, talking does
what
not help.
no, I'm talking very quietly. I'm talking to myself. You can't hear me. Don't worry. There's not even like a thing at the end of this. It's just a tunnel full of people who are gonna kill us. Okay. Have I met my objective? Compare this current situation to a crime you once observed.
Sure.
Sweet. I have 3 wrath. I'm good now.
3 wrath.
I love
us.
this game so
3
much.
3 of us have 3 wrath. That's good.
That is. We'll need it. Don't worry.
All right, I need to make an awareness test real quick. And how many extra dice did they get for trying to spot you?
2.
2?
2. Dos.
Roll badly.
Roll shitly. It's okay. If things go bad,
Uh-oh.
we'll just toss
I got a bad feeling about this.
Uh-oh.
If things go bad, we'll just toss the dwarf at them.
We don't have a dwarf.
Looks at Sidra.
No!
Can we
Can't
throw the orc
see
instead?
me! I rolled 10!
Yeah. So as the group makes its way through, you rolled really well with that stealth suit. However,
It's not even a stealth suit, but you know.
or with that battle suit rather.
It's the opposite of a stealth suit, in fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a not stealth
that's
suit.
fair.
I mean, a not stealth suit would probably be an XV88.
Yes,
is
with,
close.
with the broadside cannons, just like the
Yeah.
massive
Okay.
oversized guns.
It's okay. We all die under the wave of Iron Warriors, and then we all come back as orcs. And I get to play my orc commando that has my orc Luda commando that has looted a Space Marines armor.
So, as the group of you is making your way through this passage in the rubble between the Skitarii and the Iron Warriors, you as you march, there is a single voice that sort of comes across the battlefield over your senses as you walk, and you just hear this one voice heavily augmented by the Vox grill that is speaking out of. You hear, "Look, brother, loyalist, and Xenos, open fire!"
Loyalist and Xenos.
as you as a squad of the Iron Warriors that has noticed begins to fire at specifically Tacitus and Shokais.
Yep.
So I need to pull up what I'm looking for here.
The Emperor protects. Fuck.
All right.
I did like the question mark though on the like loyalist and Xenos. What?
All right, because this is just going to be a bunch of massed fire, I'm going to need the two of you who are trying to avoid getting shot to just go ahead and make me an athletics test.
Oh no.
Wait, which two are trying to avoid getting shot?
Me and Shokais.
Okay.
Boy.
Oh boy.
Can I spend a wrath to reroll all that?
Yeah, except for the wrath die that rolled a complication.
Because on 10 dice, I got 3 successes.
Yeah.
I inexplicably got all 4 successes.
Nice.
So I need to reroll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow, on 4 dice
6.
too. Wow.
Yep.
It's really good.
I let my battlesuit do the work. I'm not strong.
Fair.
That's better. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes
Cool.
with a complication.
I like the tiny little mutant has more dice than you in that, because I have it full of 8 in athletics. I'm like half your size.
Well, outside the battle suit, you're not half.
It's
your
fair.
size.
I don't know, yeah.
Just in the battle suit.
How tall are Tau?
Outside the tower, pretty short, and also very spindly.
It's fair.
A lot of Tau do tend to trust in their arms and armor, and as a result, skip everything day.
That's why Tau don't have. That's why Tau units in the game don't have melee attacks
Usually.
usually.
That's what Cruta for.
Yeah, yes, that's what you hire aliens to be fighting for you.
Because they don't melee, they just shoot you from a distance.
Are Vespids still a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as this bolter fire comes crashing down on your position, Shokais, you manage to duck your massive battle suit down into enough cover to avoid taking any of these hits dead on. And Tacitus, you do as well, as you sort of hit the ground. But unfortunately, the noise that you make crashing down also draws the attention of the Skitari, who notice a quite mismatched group of people moving through cover underneath their firing line, including several Xenos.
Only two. Two is not several.
One of them's in a battle suit.
Two is still not several.
The other one has a gun bigger than him.
Two is still not several.
A few.
And a number of drones.
It's a few.
So you've managed to avoid getting shot immediately by the Iron Warriors, but you've also drawn the attention of the Skitari.
I'm going to throw that Iron Warrior's head out at the Iron Warriors, but arcing it so that the Skitari can see it, and hopefully that'll mark them. That'll register enough information with them to mark us not as enemies.
And I'll slap Gorok, and doesn't she have, or don't they have something?
Yeah.
For if this was to happen.
Yes, I do.
No, Gora.
You mean
not
the slag grenade?
No, no, Gorok, not Gabruk.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Gora.
The other machine.
Skitari, light them up, Gabruk. No, just kidding.
Roll me a quick persuasion test, Tacitus.
Sure. Any bonuses for throwing?
No, the fact you're throwing the head is allowing you to make this test.
Okay. 6 successes. 6 successes on 5 dice.
All right. And then you can shift one of those if you want.
Sure, I'll shift it to glory.
All right. Yeah. 3 glory. So the Skitari on the wall sort of don't let up their firing on the Iron Warriors, but there's a number of them that are currently in the process of taking cover, who just kind of stare down at you in unison, and there's this sort of sensation of processing coming from just their combined gazes staring at you. And that gives them enough of a pause for Gora to try and make her own test, and she gets to invoke her Inquisitor.
Shit, they're buffering.
Yeah.
All of them, like in their pupils, you just see the little spinny beach ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, because they're robots, half robot,
Mostly robots.
mostly robot.
All the important bits are robot.
Mm.
All right. Perfect. So Gora sort of pulls this scroll off of her belt and unfurls it and just holds it up to the Skitari lines. And rather than saying anything, you just hear the vox coder on her lapel, on her collar, sort of just kind of emit this code blurt of Mechanicum static and sort of binary code noise. and the Skitari sort of process for a second and just return their senses to the Iron Warriors line and keep firing. And Gora looks over. Okay, that should buy us an amount of time. Let's keep moving.
Keep low. They're firing at us now.
Yes.
The sensor array that a lot of folks mistake for Showcase's helmet just retracts into the core canopy.
How can you see?
Secondary sensors, don't worry about it.
Continuing on.
Yep. Continuing on.
And I'm even if we've been spotted, I'm still trying to stay low because I don't want them to aim at me. I want them to aim at the bigger, easier to hit targets.
Yeah, they've thus far only noticed the Tau and the Ultramarine, which is a feat considering there are many other people who are just as big.
Yep.
I'll fire off a couple rounds as we're going. Just
No, fuck you.
Well, I mean, you don't not shoot back, right?
Yeah.
Also, it'll keep them distracted from the Skitari, and maybe they'll hit one.
Go ahead and just make me a weapon skill test real quick, just to see if you can lay down enough suppressing fire to help them not shoot at you.
Is there a suppressing fire roll? I have a salvo 1.
I believe there is actually suppressing fire rules. Combat options. Suppressive fire. Sacrifice a reload to make an interaction attack using ballistic skill.
I'll do that. I'll lay down suppressing fire with my heavy bolt pistol.
All right, just make me a ballistic skill test.
Oh! Oh no!
I'm gonna spend a wrath to reroll three of those dice.
Everything except that complication, which I'm going to say means you actually sacrifice 2 reloads rather than 1.
Sounds good to me. Where are my reloads at?
I was going to say, otherwise,
Oh,
I was afraid that you were going to hit our allies accidentally because we are firing.
Wow. Holy shit.
Oh,
I rolled
God.
the exact same thing, except the 2 turned into a 3. So 2 successes on my suppressive fire check.
Unfortunately, it's not quite enough to get to sufficiently hold down their fire.
I tried.
You did.
Maybe Shokai will be better at it.
I mean, I could. I'm just looking something up real quick. I want to double check exactly how this works.
What are you looking for?
Salvo dash.
Sorry, what?
My gun drone has photon grenade launchers. They don't have salvo 0. They have salvo dash.
Oh, right. Salvo dash is you have to expend a reload every time you want to try and fire it after the first shot.
After the... Oh, right.
It costs a reload to reload it.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of tempted just to see if it works against the Iron Warriors, potentially give the Skitari an advantage for a moment.
At least I believe that's the point of the salvo dash. Let me check real quick, because weapons with a salvo rating of dash use up a reload every time they are fired and must be reloaded.
Okay.
So every time you try and reload that gun after you fire it, it costs a reload.
Oh, that makes things very interesting.
In order to fire a second time, you need to reload.
Yeah, because it starts off loaded, and to fire it a second time, you have to spend a reload.
That's very interesting since my drones and I share reloads.
I mean, just fire one and not reload. You can always do that.
True. Sure. I'll try to arc a photon grenade into the Iron Warrior presence.
It's because your drone is basically a heavy weapon for you.
Fair.
What I wouldn't give
Nice.
for a Devastator Marine right now.
That's 9 all up.
Nice.
Let me double check and see exactly what that means. Okay.
Showcase is a minion of chaos. It's been confirmed. Look at the rolls.
666. That is Korn's number.
I figured chaos would be like 667
Different chaos gods have different sacred numbers.
or
The
665.
neighbor of the beast.
No, that's 668 or 664.
Depends, unless you're in an apartment building.
You, Jack. I'm a mailman. That hurts.
I'm sorry.
It's 8675309.
At any rate, so that affects anyone in a medium blast. Enemies hit are blinded until the end of their next turn and must test to avoid being pinned.
Good.
Nice.
So yeah, as Shokais is moving and the Iron Warriors are occasionally laying down fire, one of the drones just kind of hovers over Shokais' shoulder and just quickly rotates 90 degrees and just aims up. And this small payload of this like arcing incandescent glowing blue ball just and this detonation goes off in the Iron Warriors line. And there's just this sound of vox muffled yells of anger and pain as a number of the Iron Warriors either drop or take cover against that grenade incoming.
Move.
And you take advantage of that reprieve to keep moving. I'm gonna say that detonation was enough to buy you time to get all the way across.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Heading straight for that blown open entrance.
Mhm.
Yep. And Battle Sister Mira, roll
Yes.
me a awareness test.
I want to clarify I'm heading to the entrance, not into the entrance, because I want to have us check for traps before we drop down.
4. And I'll spend a wrath to re-roll the failures. So
Go for it.
5d6 to re-roll.
1, 2, 3, 4. You can roll. You can actually re-roll the wrath die too because it wasn't a 1.
Oh, so 6.
We'll say the first one that you roll is going to be the wrath die, which is a success.
2, 4. So 8 successes.
Nice.
All right. You can shift both of those 6s if you want.
I will shift one into glory, and the other one, I was just looking at this. I will. If I'm noticing something, yeah, the more information, I guess, yeah.
All right. So you hear something on the wind, and shortly after, you hear something in your suit's personal Vox transmitter as hymnals begin to travel on the air, as the sound of chanting and choir and prayer begin to slowly drift across the battlefield. And then as the group of you are reaching your entrance, you, Sister Mira, hear a voice on your Vox that shouts, "In the Emperor's name, bring righteous fire upon these heretics!" And you hear the sounds of missiles being launched from a distance and the sound of flamers igniting as something arrives on the other end of the battlefield across behind the Iron Warriors. The voice that you hear is distinctly female and distinctly accompanied by the sounds of choir. You can only surmise, especially because it's on your suit Vox and no one else's, that an order of the Sisters of Battle have arrived on the scene.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Mirror's the only one that hears that then?
Yep.
Yep. I would assume it kind of. Is it quiet enough, or does it kind of like, if something's loud, you can kind of hear it outside of the suit since I don't have my helmet on?
There might be a little bit of noise bleed, but not enough to really make out what's being said.
Okay.
Anyone else?
All right. I'll just turn in the direction that I hear the missile fire, and I'll just say, the reinforcements have arrived. The Skitarii are safe.
Not if we don't intercept whatever forces are underneath them.
This is true. But they're in good hands now.
Come, let's check this entrance for traps and be on our way.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'll help.
Awareness test.
Yep. And by this point, I've dropped Chameleon because sustaining things is hard.
What test? Or
Awareness.
for me, it's a skill or an assist roll, right?
Yeah, you can make an assist roll with either awareness or something that you think might be helpful.
I was keeping an eye out just to make sure nobody's coming up on our position now.
Yeah, I'll just use awareness to try to pick out anything that I might recognize that they've used before, possibly.
Nice.
So a success on this roll will provide 1 boost die to Sidra's attempt, and every success that you can shift one of those to an extra boost die. So you've got success, and you can shift those. You can shift those to either 1 glory or any number of extra boost die.
I will shift all those to boost die because I don't want to find another melt to charge.
All right,
Fair.
so you
So I
get
to the back.
4
9?
extra dice. 4 extra dice.
4? Okay. 4 on awareness. 11.
Nice. You can, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, you can shift all those 6s if you want.
Sure. Let's shift them into is there anything else we can get out of looking for? We're just looking for traps right now.
You can look for traps quicker.
Yeah, quicker, I think.
All right.
Doing it faster. And then 1 to glory.
All right.
Because why not?
1 to glory, 2 to speed.
Yep.
Glory's at 5. Ruins sitting at 1.
Ooh, good.
We're working on it.
So, as you look around, you find that there have been some basic mines laid. Nothing too advanced, but they definitely have been laying mines in their wake in case anyone decides to follow behind them. And you manage to point them out, and the group can avoid them having because you're moving quick. You can just sort of spot them, point them out, and move past them without setting them off.
Yep.
And you sort of guide the group past the mines and into the tunnel, and keep an eye out. And you can see there are regular placements of mines along the route behind them. Like they've got it seems like they have like a mine layer servitor trailing behind them that's just mining their path as they walk.
All right. There. Don't see anyone yet, though.
Keep an eye out for the mines. Let us move quickly.
And so, moving quickly, it's not too long before you come up to, you begin to hear noise ahead of you, the noise of activity.
Okay.
Can we make out what it is?
You can hear heavy metal boots marching, and the noise of conversation that you can't quite make out what's being said yet. And you hear the sound of a plasma torch cutting through something.
Do I think we haven't seen any evidence of whatever mine layer they're using, right?
Not yet.
So if it sounds like they're cutting through something, it sounds like they're stopped. Would it make sense that their mine layer would be nearby then?
Theoretically, it might even be with them.
Okay. So I'm going to turn to Gobruk.
Right.
Gobruk. When we have the traitors in sight, I want you to sight down whatever it is carrying the explosives they've been laying behind them and reduce it to ash. Setting off as many of the explosives as possible, of course.
Gobrik's face splits into a giant toothy grin.
Right. Now we're talking.
Once that goes off, the rest of us can charge in.
Should we try and see what they're doing ahead of us? Besides the torch.
It'll be easier to ascertain their goal once they're dead.
All right.
You can eat the little bits and ask them like last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then someone else should go ahead, because I don't want to walk into them.
We're going together, ahead together. I just, once Gobruk open fires, then the rest of us can move forward.
All right. He gets his snaz gun ready. Make sure Fancy Lad is awake, and we'll start moving forward.
Following behind Gobruk.
Eric cracks her neck, and then puts on her helmet.
How tall is the ceiling of this underground network?
Tall enough for a cargo 10 to pass through, so probably about 20, 25 feet.
Okay. Had to check.
It's fair, it's fair.
I need to get stats on a specific thing.
If we light up the mine layer and it explodes, it'll do at least some damage to the people around it.
All right, this doesn't exist, so I'm just going to have to roll with what I think works. Cool.
Oi, how much armor's this my leg got on it, you think?
If it's if it's a servitor, not much necessarily.
So,
right.
You begin to approach, and you come upon a group of 4 figures. One is leaned over, and you can see a servo arm reaching over its backpack, and sort of a welding torch is cutting through what appears to be a large metal door.
There's our Warsmith.
At both of his flanks are 2 massive shapes, too large even for Terminators. They are huge and bulky and swollen with some unnatural mass, and a large number of guns appear to be attached on both of their hands.
Chaos Dreadnoughts.
And they're too small to be dreadnoughts, but they're definitely too big to be regular Marines, even in Terminator armor. Behind all 3 of them is this one horribly twisted and overburdened, what looks like it was once a human, but seems to have been twisted and molded into basically just a walking mine layer. There is this huge collection of explosives and parts on its back that just seems to be slowly assembling itself into explosive that it just seems to set down behind it as it walks. And it's currently just standing still. Like it's a walking pair of legs and a torso that has been consumed with a mine manufactory.
Oh, look. Nice big target.
All right, I will sight on it and open fire.
Roll me an attack.
I would like
Fancy
to.
snaz gun.
Very much. All right, let's see. And I am going to I have to declare if I'm using a reload ahead of time.
If you want to use salvo, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use salvo.
So you add the salvo rating as bonus dice to your attack roll.
This has many benefits. One, Gobruk puts the most fire down range, and thus is most guaranteed to kill the mine layer in one shot. Two, Gobruk is now the center of attention. And three, Gobruk gets what Gobruk wanted.
All right,
Do you
9
think you got him?
Maybe.
You can shift that extra die.
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, Gobruk just jumps out and just goes, whoa, taka, taka, and then taka, 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 as Fancy Lad jumps into the conversation. So yeah, I will shift that to put it in the Wrath pool. Or Glory pool, right?
Yeah, glory.
Level.
Glory.
You could also do it for extra damage if you wanted to.
Do I only have the one extra?
You only have one extra die.
Wow,
You
so
only
these
have
guys
1/6.
Oh, okay. That's right. Sorry, I forgot how that worked. Yeah, I'll put it into damage, actually.
All right. Glory stays at 5. All right, roll your damage with the extra damage die.
My daughter has
I
a
have
popcorn bucket on her head.
I have a lot of damage bonus dice in here. I assume that was from last time.
Let me check real quick.
Is it just one extra? I had it up to something. I know I'd gotten some high successes last time, but
Yeah, you had a boatload of success.
Because you had been buffed a lot, and there's some things on your that you can provide you extra damage dice. I don't remember exactly what.
okay. But for right now, it should just be one, correct?
Let me check your powers real quick.
Does your gun not automatically have an extra dice to it?
Yeah, that's probably right.
So it would be 2 technically. Most guns have like 1 ED.
I'm sorry, William. I was clicking as well, so I messed you up.
No worries.
It was at 9. I just put it down to 0 because I assume it should not have been that high.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check your abilities.
Though you shouldn't ever add the extra dice to the plus ED section. You should always add.
No, he's got the 2 ED that are baseline in the Snazgun on ED section. I'm just trying to.
Got it. So it would be just the 1, theoretically.
Yeah.
The 1 DMod. Or 1 DBD.
Let me check real quick.
Brutal means you get an extra +1 to your dice mod.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my.
Oh, I don't think the dice mod quite works properly, but
No, it doesn't.
No, but it's for keeping track.
Yeah, it's useful to have that there so you can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now it should just be a +1 dice bonus.
Okay. Oh,
Your targeting squig gives you another one?
no, that's on the attack, but I think Shootier gives me half of my salvo rating on as damage bonus dice.
Oh yeah, let me check the shooting your talent real quick.
So
As we read vague rules, we only have to remember.
Sorry, gang.
That's okay.
It's all good.
Talents. Shoot, yeah.
Is that what it was? Half your salvo.
It can expand extraordinary. The salvo rating for any weapon they wield is increased by 1/2. No, so the salvo value for any.
It increases the salvo. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Due to their
All right.
energy requires many orcs with this talent. All
Big.
ammo grot. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll the damage on it.
Go for it.
Um.
So that's 2 extra damage on top of the 12. So 14 AP -2. This poor mind hellet did not stand a chance.
Okay.
But does it explode?
Does it explode?
That's a good.
Jinx.
The question on everyone's mind.
Buy me a fungus bear.
It has a minor explosion.
Yes.
Sweet.
Neat.
So Ah, no. Fool. You fool.
Gumroll. That's an interesting thing to say.
Gum roll. It's when you just gumballs back and forth, or
Gumballs back and forth.
This is an
forever.
exotic species of knoll.
mm,
So the mine
I like
helmet
that too.
detonates as Gobrick just lays fire into it, and the explosion washes over the trio. And while the one with the plasma torch does not turn around, the other two do. And as they turn, you see these overgrown, swollen masses of former Space Marines that are bristling to the teeth with guns that are just growing out of their bodies. Their arms have turned into masses of rotary cannons. A plasma gun seems to be growing out of what was once their jaws. Their bodies are just covered in weapons that are growing from their flesh, as these two clearly chaos modified Marines afflicted with some kind of strangeness turn their bodies that are basically walking gun collections to the group of you
For the Emperor.
as we enter combat.
Woo!
To get a couple of tokens for some obliterators.
Kill those first.
Yeah, it's a
Yep.
things with fancy names are usually the ones you want to like.
Maybe I'm a battle rocket. And then I shoot forwards.
I feel like the Primaris should run into melee first because we're tankier, and then you come in after us on your jets.
We can work like shields.
You can think how you want, sir.
I have seen your shock and wound levels and know we are tankier.
Yeah, but I have a better defense if I'm closer.
I also have a defensive 5 if I'm in melee.
If I'm in melee, I have a defensive 7.
Well, there you go. But no, what I mean is that way you're not getting shot at by the other one
Yeah.
while you're in melee with the first. I feel like you are better served by having the 2 meat shields in melee already. Because if nothing else, Space Marines are good at being meat shields.
Wait, yeah, no, these obliterators are wearing Terminator armor too, aren't they?
It looks like it was at one point.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry, you guys can have them. I remember what happened last time. I got one to say ow, and it didn't hurt.
I think me and Shokai used to do the most damage against Terminator armor because we have the highest damage output.
You have AP.
And
Yeah,
I also have 17 damage on my sword. AP -3, 17 damage plus 1 ED.
Yeah.
All right, let's take you over to the battle screen.
I can try smiting again because it's mortal wounds, which helps.
Yes.
That does not look like any obliterator I've ever seen.
It's actually the new obliterator model that they put out.
Nifty.
Those are what the new line of obliterator models that Games Workshop is producing look like.
So they're Chaos Terminators. Like actual like Chaos Tainted Terminators.
No, not even close.
Demon Terminators?
Sort of.
That counts. Demons are Chaos Tainted.
Either way, they're getting a closed casket.
Sword goes in the mouth.
John, stop reading Sword Swallowing for Dummies and focus on the game.
All right,
Sword
so
goes in their mouth.
they did not get a surprise, obviously.
Nope.
So you guys get to choose who goes first.
I would like to go first.
Go for it. Knock
Right
yourself
ahead.
out.
I would like. What was that?
You definitely are going first. I'm looking through the thing. Do I have a crack grenade or a I thought I had a slag grenade, but I don't see that in the list of items. The ones that we got in the second episode.
No, you have a melt-a-charge,
Yeah.
Melt-a-charge, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
which is not a grenade specifically.
No.
That's all right. Thank you.
Yep.
Anything's a grenade. if you
So
throw
I would like to call out to the glory of the Emperor, close the distance between me and one of these things,
Naturally.
and introduce it to my sword twice.
All right. Well, you're gonna go for a multi-attack then.
Yes.
All right. Go for it.
I can spend glory after I've made my attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. So their DR or their defense is upped by 2. Because I'm multi-attacking. It's up by 2 on both attacks.
Yep.
Bam. So that's 4, 5. So that's 6. Do I need to roll some glory to hit?
You have 6 successes to hit. Let me check the defense here.
I hope they don't require 6 to hit, even with a +2. Or they don't require more than 6, I should say, because a 6 would hit me if they were multi-attacking me.
Sorry, the trend. I'm having the transition between several different books here.
No worries. Take your time. The longer you take, the more hope I have.
And the more time we have to plan our turns.
Yes.
Yes, you will hit.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll the second hit because I don't think the first one will kill it. I'm just going to assume
Probably
the first
not.
one's not going to kill it. Okay, so that's 6,
Nice.
7, 8, 9 to hit. I'm going to shift... If a 6 hits, I'm going to shift one of those into extra damage. Can you roll glory on damage rolls too, or no? It was just the attack.
You can use it to boost damage, also improve the severity of a critical hit.
Yes, you can spend glory to increase your damage.
Does it increase it like just as a passive number, or does it increase it by dice?
Passive
Glory
number.
may be spent to increase the damage of a successful attack. Each glory you spent adds 1 to the total damage value.
Cool.
You may spend as much glory as you wish to increase the damage, but this option may only be used once per damage roll.
Y'all mind if I see how tough these things are with our glory?
Sure.
Okay,
Go
cool.
for it.
I can choose to do that after I just do the damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first one that doesn't have any extra damage die. I mean, it has the 1, but so that's 1, 2. So that's 19 minus 3 AP
Okay, 1 sec.
for the first hit.
Nice.
As everything gets very complicated when you have to jump between books. Where's the Emperor's Angel? We need to double check something real quick. Derp, 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 derp. Give me what I'm looking for.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
That's what I was looking for. Okay, so you said how much damage?
19 minus 3 AP.
Okay. So that'll go down to.
So how hurt does that make it look?
So its normal armor rating is 10, and that's before its toughness. So that brings its armor rating down to 7.
Ooh. So I had more than 10 wounds to it, theoretically.
But its toughness is added to that.
Oh.
And its toughness is, as I have to jump back to the Chaos book. Its resilience is armor chaos. There we are.
And this is a force weapon for whatever that means.
Sorry, no, it's resilience. Sorry, it's force weapon just means you add your psychic.
I know there are certain armor types that force can deal damage to that others don't. Like demons take damage. Demons take full damage from force rather than the reduce they take from normal ones, things like that.
So.
It's why you want a force weapon. It's why Grey Knights wield force weapons, because those are the things that kill demons.
So 15 minus 3 is going to be 14, 13, 12. So you did how much damage?
19 minus 3 AP.
Okay, so you did. So you did 7 wounds.
Okay.
To the Obliterator.
So I'm going to put 2 glory into the damage for the next one. So spending 2 glory to add a +2 to the damage here. And this one has a bonus die. This is the one with the extra bonus die.
Ugh.
So another 19 damage minus 3 AP. So another 7 damage. Another 7 wounds.
How much glory did you put into the first one?
I didn't put any into the first one.
Okay.
I didn't want to spend all our glory in case someone else gets better at bonus dice rolls, but I didn't want to spend 2 of it just to have that consistency of damage. Because 14 wounds would just flat out kill me no matter what. So hopefully it does something to these guys.
The Obliterator does not look great, as you laid into it twice with the Force Sword. But as you have your Force Sword dug into its torso, it looks at you and all of its guns train on you.
I wonder if it would die if I pumped those last 2 glory into damage.
Can I use glory to seize the initiative?
I
think I can, right?
You can spend a point of glory to seize the initiative.
I'll do that. I'm gonna try and smite this thing. Just
down
because.
to 2 glory.
Shoot.
How badly off does it look?
It doesn't look great.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Smite. So
mortal wounds are the way to go on these things.
It is, yeah. Okay, so I do, I'm gonna spend a wrath to do some rerolls because that's crap.
You need to reroll 9 of those dice.
Yeah. All right. So slash roll 96.
Yep.
Ugh. Okay. Well, that's 2 more. I'm just not rolling well.
Not going to hit its defense.
Damn it.
That is your target number, right? Its defense? With smite?
Yeah.
Well, hang on. This is a regular attack, not a multi-attack. So their defense was higher for mine because I was multi-attacking. Shouldn't that hit?
That's still only 4.
Yeah. Well.
Curses. Should I spend some glory to try and hit them just in case?
Actually, I know because if I hit on a 6 with a +2 to their defense, then it should be lower. It should be at least at most 4.
Yes, correction.
Yeah, but I only got 4 successes.
Yeah, but if you tie, you hit. 'cause
Yes,
it's
you
target
did. You
number.
did just hit them.
I did hit them? Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. As long as I hit them. I don't have any shifts, so it's just 1d3 mortal wounds.
Come on, 3. Come on, 3. Damn
1.
it. Did they have 1 wound left?
They did not just have 1 wound left.
Damn it.
Darn it! I tried. Okay, that's my turn.
So, the guns focus in on Tacitus.
And 1 little tiny spark just like from over the shoulder.
Yep.
I'm in melee, so I do get my extra point of defense.
Yep.
For my sword. So my defense is 5.
That you do. So, first, the plasma gun in its mouth.
And if it's multi-attacking, my defense goes up, hopefully.
This thing is hell linked, so not quite.
Damn it.
Not as much as it should, anyway. What's your defense?
5.
5. All right, so first the plasma gun in its mouth.
It's okay. This is the best way for me to die. Sword first. Just have to hope Shokai's can put out an equivalent amount of damage on the second one.
I'm not going up there.
No, with your guns that you shoot from a distance.
That was the joke.
Hits you exactly with the plasma gun. Which is going to be...
It's going to be ow. That's what it's going to be.
15 damage with AP minus 3.
So that's 8 damage. I'm going to soak. I soak 3 of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
And then the flamer on its fist, which probably won't actually get through your armor, but...
Sidra, what's your health? What's your max health?
Wounds is 8.
Okay, so I'm 1 less than Sidra, Mira, and Shokai's current.
So blaze and spread. Okay, you're not a mob, so that doesn't matter.
I am not a mob. I am mob psycho, though.
That one hits significantly better. 1, 2, 3. All right. Shift those for extra damage. Maybe he'll actually get through your armor. It's gonna be 11 damage with no AP.
That's 1. So that's 1 damage. 1 wound. I will take the 1 wound rather than 2 shock.
All right. And then the rotary cannon on its head. On its shoulder. It's just an autocannon.
Just an autocannon, he says.
Compared to a plasma gun, yes.
Still.
And this one's going to have a harder time because it's the third weapon that it's firing. So what was your defense?
5.
5. That will just barely hit, which means it won't be able to shift anything. No extra damage. That's 16 damage
Okay, I have to soak this.
with AP of -1.
I have to soak this. That's 7
Please
damage.
don't die. Please don't die.
Nice.
I soak 3, 4, 5 of it, so -6 to my shock. And -2 to my wounds.
When we do like how much damage we're taking, are we subtracting our resilience, the first score, or the AV armor value?
The first score.
The first
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Because the
cool.
armor value
Yeah.
added to your
Oh, good. Okay.
You add the larger number.
Got it.
Right.
Cool.
So, I'm still standing.
Ha! It's
And
not
that's all
great.
3 of the guns he gets to fire this turn.
So, as all of the guns fire into me, as I'm still standing, I was forged in the flame of the Emperor's fury. The fires of chaos find no purchase.
As you're covered in holes and plasma scores.
Shut up.
They didn't stick.
I'm a space marine. I laugh in the face of death.
Who's next?
Because I'll just be revived in like 2 days afterwards.
Gita would like to go next.
Oh, sure.
Go for it.
Go for it. What are you doing?
Can I multi attack? Can't speak.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to attack with the pistol and then also attack with the knife.
All right.
The one that I'm holding my sword in? Or the other one?
Yeah. The one you're holding your sword in.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So that's 5. It has a +2 to its defense at the moment.
Which the first one, yes, will actually just miss. Oh, no. Actually, you just hit. Barely.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
Sweet.
I'm reading the wrong stats every time I look at this thing.
So, gun hits, roll shooty damage.
All right, so no extra damage. They're just the base damage of the bolt pistol.
Mhm.
Which will be 11.
Is it, yeah, the heavy bolt pistol is no, it's 10.
Yeah,
10
but it's
AP -1.
brutal. So 11.
No, brutal is it adds to the roll.
Oh, adds to the roll. Oh, hang on. No, it's a 2. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, it makes it easier to roll extra successes on the extra damage die.
Right.
All right, and she attacks with the knife.
Nice.
Much better.
That hits definitely.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you hit definitely hit.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh. Much better.
Damn.
4 extra damage on the combat knife.
Why are there 3 extra bonus damage dice on that?
Oh, that might be left over from something. I don't know.
I think that's left over from Hammerhand.
I'm sorry. I will make that go away.
Yes.
I will roll again. Sorry about that. Didn't realize.
Never mind. 0 extra damage on the combat knife.
Yeah. Sorry.
So keep the first die roll, so it's 1 extra damage. That's 13, which is unfortunately not enough to get through its armor. Need to get you a better melee weapon.
Yeah.
All right. The other obliterator goes.
Aim at the orc. Aim at the orc.
Unless someone would like to try and seize the initiative with some of your 2 remaining glory.
We did that once. Can we not do it?
You can do it. You can do it once before the enemy gets to go.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So that other one is still standing.
Yeah.
I'll seize the initiative.
All right.
Unless did you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you going?
No, you go. I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll just mop things up later.
I will tell you the very sort of unorky metagamey reason. I have spread on my snaz gun, so if I take it, if I do kill it, any extra damage goes over to the other one.
It's a good one.
Neat.
Because they are technically a unit.
Yeah, Gabrick is just gonna probably just re-aim his snaz gun. I don't think he's actually stopped shooting this entire time.
It's just going.
Yeah. And I will use another reload to continue the salvo.
DACA's like money; it's to be spent.
Oh, nice roll.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Okay.
We got 3 exalted you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does.
What the hell? I think I'll. Well, we could use another glory, right?
Yeah,
So
I've only got
I'll
one
shift-
right now.
I'll shift 1 to glory. That's all I can do, right? You can only do 1.
You can only do 1 at a time. Yeah.
You can
And
only
then
do
I'll-
one.
Ultramarine in the party.
I can do
gotcha.
2.
And can I do the other 2 to damage?
Yep.
Okay, great.
What should I come back as if I die? We've already got a Primaris Marine. We don't have an Eldar yet. That could be fun.
So that's 4 additional successes. So a total of 16 damage. It's AP2.
Oh wait, no. I have to come back as a death core, as a death core guy that just won't die.
So how much?
Numbers.
A total of 16 at -2 AP.
-2.
Number 13 won't die. Well, send him off to the Inquisition.
Yep. He did.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
anything extra goes to the other one.
He only had after taking the smite, he had 1 more wound left.
I could have killed him if I had shoved the other 2 glory up his ass.
So close.
12, 16.
Sorry, Tacitus.
It's
3
okay.
of those wounds spread over to the other one.
It's okay. I'm still held together mostly by my armor.
As the hail of bullets comes crashing down to the side of you and slams into the obliterator. It collapses underneath the orc's salvo of fire.
You can't spell team without DACA.
I'm not going to correct him. I mean,
The other obliterator is going to fire at Gobruk now.
Hey!
Fancy lad height.
What 3 guns of my choice is the obliterator going to fire at you?
more DACA.
Whichever ones you fire is gonna pull off your corpse and stick on me shooter.
I think just as an insult to injury, I think an Astartes pattern sniper rifle.
Tonight on Captain Gobruk's Oops All Decker, we've got a special guest, an Obliterator Marine.
So yeah, while William's rolling all these dice, my character, if Tacitus dies, there's a corps of Imperial Guardsmen called the Death Corps, who are basically prisoners and clones, William?
The Death Corps of Krieg are all clones.
All clones. They just have numbers, and they're just expected to die and get replaced. So I have number 13, the Death Corps trooper that just won't die, no matter how many times they keep sending him out.
Because the planet of Krieg betrayed the Imperium during the Horus Heresy, and afterwards, people on Krieg felt really bad about that and took their planet back, and now they're sort of Catholic guilt the planet, and so they blame themselves for everything that went wrong during the heresy, and so every single one of them is a clone that is told, you have sinned and you have done wrong by the Emperor. Go out and die to try and cleanse some of the sin of Krieg.
So Lucky number 13 will be joining in Tacitus's place if he dies.
I also love the suggestion that there's basically Orc YouTube and Gobrok is streaming this.
Oh, tonight on Gobrock's Database, we've got this here spiky boy, and he's going to be using some sort of big shooter with a long nose.
Right, sorry about that. I'm back.
I would watch that.
Speaking of long nose, the Orc Commando that I have for my third character is definitely going to have like one of the
so many.
like the Space Marine beak helmet, but because like the upper part of his head is shoved into the helmet, the beak becomes his nose, basically. So
Make
you
sure
just
to
have
crump that like button.
you just have orc jaw coming out of the bottom of Space Marine helmet with the beak as the
great.
nose.
What's your
Space
defense,
Marine.
what's your defense, Gobrok?
What is my defense?
Yeah,
I think I have some. It is 5.
5.
Defense is 5, resilience is 8.
It's gonna be easy assault cannon first.
Oh, hey, should I have healed?
Yes, you should be at full health.
Okay, I was gonna say because that ain't good.
Bye, Gobrok. Craig and I can bring in new characters together. And the reason I've got multiple characters in line, Mara, is because this is the 40k universe where everyone dies.
Hi.
All right, so that'll hit, and he's only gonna be able to shift one of those for extra damage.
What was it? I don't see it.
I'm rolling privately,
Oh,
just
okay.
because I'm rolling, just because I'm throwing down a bunch of d6s.
No, fair. I'm sorry. I thought you meant I should be seeing it, and I didn't.
So that's going to be 2 extra damage. 16 damage, AP -1.
Okay, so that lowers my defense 1, correct?
Yes, your armor, your resilience value goes down by 1.
Oh, you're counting.
Okay.
Oh, you're counting up, not down. Okay, that's why you're at 0.
So let's see. Well, so I can save 4 of those, so that means I'm only dead 1. I'm gonna try to soak that if I can, please.
Yep.
All right.
So you take 1 shock immediately, and then roll a soak roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So that's actually what? 5?
Yeah.
2
5.
6s. Okay. Okay. So I'm not dead.
Turn 5 of those wounds into shock,
Okay.
and then take the rest.
All right. I need to raise my shock threshold. Fair. Okay.
It's weird that I'm the only person that has an almost even shock and wound threshold. Like Mira has exactly the same, but like they're both 8s.
Yeah, I'm 8 shock, 11 wound.
Yeah, I've got 13 shock, 12 wounds.
Then it's going to fire. Let me roll on this table which one it chooses. A pistol on its arm fires at you. Yeah, the fun thing about obliterators is that I had to build the obliterator from the ground up because it doesn't exist in any of the books. But the cool thing about obliterators from like the tabletop is that, at least in older editions, you just picked a gun off of the list of guns that they were going to fire.
That's funny. Gobrok's going to be so mad posthumously if he gets killed by the pistol.
This defense is a little harder because it's the second gun it's firing.
Got killed by the smallest Daka of them all.
What's your defense?
It's 5.
5.
Wait. Should I have been subtracting my defense or my resilience?
Subtract your resilience for the damage.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm better than I was.
Defense.
Oh, good.
Defense is to hit. Yeah, defense is to hit you. Resilience is to absorb damage.
Okay.
Yeah, and it subtracts 1 from your resilience with the AP of -1 from the autocannon.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm better than I was.
I don't know how many you needed to take up that time, but
No, it's a difference of 3. So I was at 7 wounds, but now I'm only at 4 wounds.
okay. Auto pistol just barely hits with your increased defense from the multi attack, and it only does 7 damage. No AP.
Okay. All right. Then I'm fine.
Okay, so the pistol blinks off your armor.
Pings off of the armor. Yeah.
And then let's see what it shoots the third time.
Itself.
Melt a weapon of my choice. Okay.
Boy.
Oh boy. That
Bye,
sounds
Gobrook.
bad.
I beg your pardon.
Roll again on the melted table.
Be on fire.
This
Inferno
book is
pistol.
on fire.
Inferno pistol fires at you.
I want that one. Can we rip that out of its body and use it? Is that how this
William
works?
had this talk with me last game.
They are chaos tainted. There is a certain amount of consideration to that.
Uh,
Also, you might not even be able to in this case because they're grown out of its body.
I mean, if there's a trigger.
That's the
I mean, if
pinky.
Godric survives, he is 100% hacking something off and just taping it to his shooter.
Oh, yeah, but that's, orcs can do that, though.
Mm.
An orc can look at a bit of pipe on the ground and go, that looks like a nice shooter. Pick it up and fire.
The Inferno pistol actually misses as this beam of white hot energy fires over Gobrik's shoulder. And that's the Obliterator's turn. Who's going next?
Shall I go?
Sure.
Alrighty. Cool. Well, so 1 obliterator left and the person cutting through the door, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's start with the one that's actually trying to kill us.
Mira gets the glory of killing the war priest.
I'm going to use a multi-attack for... I'm going to take 2 shots with my plasma rifle,
All right.
and I add half my rank to the attack roll.
And because it's the same gun twice, it does still suffer the penalty?
Yes. But my battlesuit mastery trait offsets that a little bit.
Good.
All right, fire 1.
Nice.
8 overall.
That'll hit,
Can I-
yes.
Can I shift that extra?
Yes, you can chip that one.
Cool, I'm going to shift that into damage.
Good. That is smart of you.
All right, that's a total of 15 at AP -3.
All right. So from there, 14 resilience is subtracted 3 to 11. So that's going to be 4 more wounds.
All right, fire 2. 6, 7, 8, 9 overall.
Your target was 5.
That means I can shift 2 of those. I'm going to put them both into damage because I want this thing down. Come on. That's another 15 at AP -3.
So another.
It's okay. I will be going
many wounds did I
before
say
it
last
goes, no matter what.
So how many wounds did I say last time?
I missed it.
You said it was 4?
I think yes, 4 more wounds.
Yeah.
So 11 right now. Okay. Anything else?
I don't have anything else. That leaves Mira and my drones, but Mira can go first.
And Gora.
Angora.
Oh, all right, Gora. Forgot about it.
Warsmith. On his
Oh,
turn.
right.
I'm going to seize the initiative because fuck that guy.
Okay, go for it.
I am going to
Round of one
just-
glory.
yeah, I'm gonna make a charge. I'm gonna try to fly over the obliterators to get to the Warsmith. So,
All right. Charge the Warsmith.
do I need to make a piloting check,
I don't believe so.
or
as
is
long
it
as-
within 6 meters or
Yeah, it's
6?
definitely definitely within the distance that you can just jump.
Okay, cool. I will do that then. And so this is a bonus die to attack. So I think that's right. So let's see. But since I'm using my paired swords and I have it written in pen, circled, and underlined, I get to re-roll the failures for my attack. So 1, 2, 3.
Does that include the wrath die?
I do not believe it includes the wrath die.
Get to roll
Dagger.
another 8d6. So 3 more successes. So that's
8.
8 successes.
Yep, and a combat complication. Roll me a d66.
1, 3.
All right, so that's going to be out of ammo. You can be out of ammo with your chain sword, so we're going to say
Do you
roll
want me-
again.
All right, yeah. 66.
GM discretion, inconvenient target.
Oh no.
Hi.
Oh no!
Oh.
Just clip me as you go by.
Oh boy.
Roll your damage.
All right.
It's okay. It's really
So-
hard for chain swords to get through armor.
But I'm really good at it, remember? I made a Terminator armor go ow.
Yes.
So no extra damage, but the base damage is 22.
Chainsword's brutal, right?
It is.
So that's 1
Yeah.
extra.
Damage, yeah.
Oh yeah, 1 extra. Actually, those are both successes actually.
All right, because you
Yes.
have a +2 to your damage bonus.
Yes.
Oh.
So
nice.
it's 26.
So
he doubles, or whatever the target is, doubles their toughness or their resilience, and then subtracts that.
So you launch yourself forward with both of your chain swords raised high and drag them down towards the Warsmith. And as you come down, he just turns and spins off to the side as the blades come down, and the chain blades chew through what is left of the door that was in his way and rip it apart into shreds. And he
Son of
looks
a
over.
bitch.
He looks over at you. Why, thank you. And now it's his turn, and he disappears into the door.
I wanted an attack of opportunity. I know that's not the right system, but get back here.
The Warsmith vanishes into the darkness of the next room.
I can definitely catch up to him, guys. Don't worry.
I mean, so can I.
All right, of the people who are left, Sidra and Gora.
No, I already went.
Oh, sorry,
Gora
but-
and the drones.
Gora and the drones. Do you have a preference? Do you want the drones to go?
No, Gora can go.
Okay.
I'm
Gora,
gonna try to kill steal the Warsmith with the drones.
what weapons do you have, Gora?
A staff.
Let's fire another photon grenade
No,
to
again,
blind
you don't
us.
work with artwork. She's gonna pull out her heavy stubber. It's not the biggest of guns, but it is a big
Just
gun.
gonna stub somebody's toe.
It really hurts.
Stump, stump, stump,
Heavily
stump.
stubbed their toe too.
It makes you like lose around because you're just in pain.
I've not heard
Stepped
of
on a
that.
Lego and it's.
I've not heard of that gun brand. Nerf.
The heavy stubber is the like World War II machine gun.
Yeah.
It's not like a bolt gun, so it's not like super heavy gun caliber, but it's one of the heavier guns that a normal human can carry on their person.
So shittier than a las gun is what you're saying.
Way better than a las gun, actually.
Really? That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, las guns aren't great.
No, they're not. They're really
not.
bad.
Like the heavy stubber is one of the biggest and heaviest guns that a normal human can carry.
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually pretty gnarly.
Unfortunately, they're not meant to take out power armor.
I mean, that thing is...
It's okay, aim for the fleshy bits.
Yeah, that thing is at least 33% flesh by volume.
Pound for pound. That's a lot of pounds.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's a critical.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's sorry. That's the attack. I thought that was damage for a second. I was like, "Fuck me."
That's she only needed. She's just making.
No wonder
single
they
attacks.
keep hitting us no matter what.
1, 2.
William's weighted dice continue to be a problem.
Okay, so she's gonna shift. She's gonna shift all of those into extra damage, and she also needs to roll a 66 for the critical hit. 32, which is gonna be
Headshot.
32 is merciless strike. Target suffers 1 mortal wound.
Like I said, headshot.
Nice.
Like double barrels into the face. Just
So she's got
Gora's been playing a lot of Doom Eternal
4
recently.
extra damage.
Just starts jumping around.
There's a chain attached to the bottom of the gun.
Okay, that's a lot of damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, with she's gonna
Just the tip, make your head
Hang on a
go
minute.
boom. It's 5 damage.
spend. Yeah, she's so that's gonna be 15 damage with no AP, which is actually going to get through and deal a wound and a mortal wound. She actually did damage with a gun that is not supposed to get through power armor.
Took her advice.
As Gora sort of slings off of her back this heavy belt-fed machine gun and just sort of lays it as close as she can to the thing's face and just unloads it, and enough of the bullets manage to slam into vital machinery. And the Obliterator just kind of staggers for a second, but it's still standing. Drones.
Okay, let's see if these twin pulse carbines can do anything. Because the gun drone gets to do something, which I think maybe for the first time this campaign? I forget. Firing.
I mean, it fired the grenade, didn't it?
Oh, that's a critical.
Roll a
If it hits-
D66. You needed
Does-
you needed 3.
Oh, well then. D66, 34.
Critical hit. That is savage attack. The assault leaves the opponent a mangled mess, slashing, burning, breaking, or ripping into them with violent force. Target suffers 1 mortal wound. If the target survives, they immediately acquire a memorable injury.
Well, let's see
Versus
how.
Merciless Strike, which is a blow to the foe's body, steals the breath from their lungs, pulverizing innards with a nasty crunch. Target suffers 1 mortal wound. Period. Under sentence.
Aha. That is 13 damage, AP 0.
Right. The shot does not get through, but it suffers a mortal wound because you critically hit it.
Well, you tried, DX.
Obliterator.
MV1, you tried.
It's not the obliterator's already gone.
Start of the round, the Obliterator is going to seize the initiative.
Oh. Can I seize the initiative from it?
No,
Damn it.
because you're the one who would be going. So the Obliterator is seizing. And it's going to try and take as many people out with it as it can.
So it's aiming for me.
As the shoulder kind of rolls to the side and shifts, and you can see its left shoulder sort of it distends and extends off to the side, and there's this patch of flesh that appears underneath the shoulder armor, and a long, large, wide barrel extends from its shoulder as a missile launcher extends out of its shoulder and points at you.
Whatever the 40k Ultramarine version of Bring It, Bro is what I say.
It's probably just that.
Yeah.
Ultramarines don't say bro.
Okay.
They're not.
Bring it, brother.
They're not
Bring
brotastic.
it, heretic brother.
I wouldn't call him a brother either because he's a heretic. Yeah.
Fallen brother.
Bring it, heretic.
Bring it, step brother. I don't know.
Explosives on page 229. I need to figure out exactly how much of the area this is going to blow up.
Brother from a demon mother.
There you go.
Yeah.
Brother from a demon.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was a chapter of rappers.
Yeah, manifesting explosive takes 2 of his shots. So he only gets 1 more after this. Let's see if he even hits you or if it deviates.
You've never heard of the Order of the Golden Chains?
That's great.
What's your defense?
5. Oh, wait, I'm not in melee with it. 4.
So it hits.
Uh-oh.
It has to do, depending on the AP, 16 damage to kill me.
It's a big fuck off missile, though.
Yeah, so that's actually everyone
Sorry, 15 damage to kill me. But
who is next to that one Obliterator that died is actually going to take this blast, which is going to include everybody except for
Gobruk,
Shokais, and Gora.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, shit.
And Sidra, because Sidra didn't have to get close either.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Smite is... No, that's 35 meters. I'd be far away.
You're fine.
I'm good. I don't need to be close. I don't want to be close.
It's just us dying.
Everybody who didn't need to attempt a melee attack is out of range.
Cool. Bye, everyone.
It was good serving with you, sister.
That's 13 damage, AP 0.
Hey, I live.
It's just a fragment.
I take the 3 damage because if I take that as shock, I will go unconscious or whatever happens.
I'm gonna soak.
I've only got 2 shock left.
I only need to soak 3 of that. You said 13 damage?
Yeah, 13 damage, no AP.
You need to soak 3 of it.
What? Yeah, what happens if your shock hits 0?
I believe you fall unconscious.
So yeah, I'm going to stay conscious and just take the 3 wounds.
I take none. Take 3 shock. Actually...
Well, you take 4 shock. Yeah.
Yep.
How do you roll for soak?
So you take 1 shock automatically,
Right.
and then you hit the soak button on your combat sheet.
All
Soak
right.
damage on the right.
1
I see.
1 wound, 2 shock.
Immortal.
Yeah, you soak. What's your resilience is 10, so we would have taken 3 wounds. So you soak all of it. It's just 3 more
Awesome.
shock.
Awesome.
0. Actually, 0 shock is you're exhausted, but you can spend an action and a point of wrath to restore immediately.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There's things you can do. Shock is
Shock is easier to recover from than wounds.
Yes.
Yep.
But I would go Sub-Zero, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what if Sub-Zero is the thing. I don't see anything about.
Either way, I would like to take this next turn.
Did the Obliterator do damage to itself?
It did, but it didn't get through its resilience.
Damn it.
And
I
then it
want
has
to
one
kill
more gun to
itself
fire.
so bad.
Damn it.
Oh boy.
Damn it.
Let's see which table of guns it gets to roll or choose from.
The Flamer didn't do much. There's also
Here I
that.
hope
I wouldn't
for
be able to.
Flashlight.
Click, click, damn it.
Las pistol. It shoots me with a las pistol. Do that.
66 on the D66. Weapon of my choice.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So plasma gun again. I've been looking up art for Lucky 13, and might go with a modified suit of armor rather than because like the classic armor looks really cool because it's like this integrated skull gas mask. But then I also saw something that was like full power armor with a skull mask. I was like, ooh, that's also in theme but looks cooler. So I don't know.
Its left arm turns and a plasma cannon begins to rear up and fires at Gobrook.
Aw.
Okay.
Actually, Shokais.
Okay.
What's your defense?
I'm just double checking a thing because my shield drone may be able to survive taking the hit from a plasma cannon, if I'm lucky. Oh, you know what? No, I'll take the hit. My defense is 4.
It only hits you because it rolled a 6. It would have missed you if that was not a 6.
Oh
The
boy.
extra exalted icon is what made it. Actually, no, it's firing its second weapon. It has a penalty. It misses you. As a plasma shot careens over your shoulder and melts down a significant portion of the structure behind you.
Just like 10 meters back there is just slag.
Yeah.
Cool. I would like to take the first initiative.
Go for it.
I'm going to embed by the Emperor's will, I still stand, and I'm going to jam my sword into this obliterator.
All right, make an attack.
So that's 8 to hit.
Yes.
Can I shift both of those?
You needed 3, so yes.
I shift both of those into glory. Because I can do that because I'm an ultramarine.
Yep. You're up to 3 glory.
Oh, shouldn't have been. It doesn't matter. They both missed. So, 17 damage. AP minus 3.
So that's 14 resilience minus 3. He's dead.
Just stab it in the face and ride it to the ground.
As the obliterator falls, and you stand heavily wounded in the doorway that has been sheared open by Sister Mira for the Warsmith, who took the kind offer of help from the Battle Sister and bolted through the door.
It's only so he could work up a sweat while I chop him into pieces.
Ooh, you did a heresy.
Shh, don't tell nobody. If I
I
kill him
just realized
before he tells, it doesn't count.
For the last however many minutes, the voice meter has just been replaced by a bit of blue screen. So, apologies again.
Oh well. I dart forward and try and see down the hallway. Like
It is pitch black in here.
I'm gonna spend a wrath to recover some shock.
Yeah, I will do that as well.
I'm gonna. Yeah. How does that work?
So you spend. So there's a recover shock button on your combat tab. You spend
Wow.
one of your wrath and you hit that recover shock button.
Wow,
Oh, cool.
I only recovered 4 shock.
Can I spend that time? Can I recover the shock by hacking off one of the things that the obliterator shot at me?
Sure.
Okay. Which one looks most easily removable with a choppa?
I mean, the flamer underslung on one of their hands, probably.
We must.
All right.
We
Just
must
take one of its hands if you want.
We must quickly be after that Warsmith before he can get any technology online.
Don't worry, I'll get this real fast. I've got a stapler.
And sure enough, he just takes it over, takes an industrial stapler out of his satchel, and it's just on the bottom of the SNAS gun now.
An obliterator's hand, flamer and all.
Gross.
Right.
Yep.
Onward.
Forwards.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Like I said, it is pitch black inside this next room.
I pull
I can
out.
see in the dark.
I've got a jar of fungus that I pull out and sort of shake, and it lights up a little bit. It's kind of like a greenish yellow light. 5 meters.
Dad?
What they do to you?
What do I see in here?
In here, this appears to be ammunition storage. So you see racks and racks of shells and bullets.
Gabrick, Daka.
Not for you. We have a goal.
Later. Do I see? I'm looking for an exit. If I can see anything like that, where we might have gone.
You ever been in have you ever seen the inside of a warehouse that's just got like tall, massive racks of stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, I worked in one for 3 years.
Like inside a Home Depot, for instance, where there's just these giant ceiling-high racks full of stuff.
Okay.
All that stuff is ammunition.
Got it.
Gabrick is surreptitiously, footnote, stuffing whatever he can carry into pockets and satchel. And surreptitiously for an orc means he's just doing it while going,
I ain't doing nothing.
Gabrick, put the munitions down.
Roll stealth.
Sorry, it's taking a second to.
He says it. If he says it loud enough, we won't hear him.
That's how orcs work.
Yep.
4 successes.
You might not be doing nothing.
Yeah, nice. In
Fancy lad is whistling.
With
I-
tread upon the praise.
I'm going to and this looks like it's a pretty big room. I'm going to
Can I rocket up to the top of one of these things and see if I can see anything or hear anything moving?
And they're ceiling high, but you could definitely get up there.
I have a technical question. So phantom form, it transforms me into a wispy phantom. Would I still be giving off light that I could see with, or does that include the jar and all that? So then when I step kind of like...
Let me really quickly read the power.
Yep, it is on my sheet and also some page, which I did not write down on this one.
Biomancy?
Yeah.
Phantom form.
Yeah.
Light surrounding us like a grows dim, and then so does their form. Their body transforms into a wispy phantom. While they sustain the power, the second can pass freely through solid objects of all sorts, walls, bulkheads, vehicles, and even living creatures, though their speed is reduced by half. In effect, the psyker becomes a phantom, being out of phase with reality. As such, they can freely move where they will and both see in and be seen by the real world. They cannot interact with it. They cannot physically attack, manipulate, otherwise touch creatures or objects, nor can other objects, creatures, or environmental conditions harm them. phantom form is extremely taxing to the psychic spirit, and they suffer 1 shock for every round they sustain the power. Should the psychic revert to their true form while passing through hazardous conditions, they immediately suffer the consequences of those conditions, whatever they may be.
Yeah.
It specifically says the light surrounding the psychic grows dim, and then so does their form. I would say probably you could set the jar down.
Okay,
but-
and then I'd be able
Yeah.
to see the jar, but
Is there a light switch on the wall near the door?
it's a good question. It's a smart question.
Can
Not
I
a
spend?
switch.
Could I spend a glory to indicate that there is some sort of way to turn on the lights next to the door?
Behold! Click.
Just appears.
Let me see. Which one of them is used for spending narrative declarations?
That's Wrath.
Wrath
I was
is
looking
narrative.
at I looked at it earlier. Otherwise, I just spent my last one.
I spent my last one, so I
thinking
can't
about
do
doing
that.
Oh, I have 2 if I can spend one.
Perform the rite of illuminating leverage. Click.
I just like the idea that like Sildra's like going through a list of abilities she has, like I can do this, I can do this, and then like one of the Space Marine just reaches over and goes click.
If someone would like to spend a wrath to declare that there's an easy way to turn the lights on.
I'd like to. I'll do that.
So you look over your shoulder and you see there's this big heavy lever next to the entrance.
Ka-chink.
Thank you.
Lights.
And yeah, with the lights on, how big is this room?
Well, you can't see how wide or how
Okay,
long
can't.
it is because
Okay.
because of the racks of ammunition in the way. But looking up, you're looking at about a 60-foot ceiling.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do. Yeah. How long is a round in this system?
I don't know that actually. Let me check. It's a very good question.
Yeah, basically, I'm thinking about going phantom form because then I can presumably search a lot more efficiently. But if I don't know how big this room is, and if it's gonna just burn me to a crisp just trying to do this, then there's no point.
Depending on the nature of the encounter, the length of time of a round can vary greatly. During a fierce assault between the heroes and a band of cultists, a single round may represent only a few seconds. During a running battle inside an active manufactorum forge, a round may allow for may take a minute or longer depending on situation. So it depends on what the situation calls for.
Okay, what would you say
this being the equivalent of a chase,
Mm-hmm.
because you're trying to hunt down the Warsmith as he's trying to get deeper into the facility.
Yep.
I would say that a round would take a decent amount of distance.
Okay. I'm gonna try it, I think. Let's see how this goes.
Try and phase through the ammunition.
Yeah, let's try it. Okay. It is DN of 7. So here we go.
While that's happening, I'm just walking through the place looking for the smith.
Yeah.
So that's a 5. I'm gonna spend my last wrath to do some rerolls.
And
Because I don't want to.
You suffer perils if you fail or just if you get a complication?
Good question. I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna do a reroll anyway.
I think it's just a complication.
Yeah. So that
Unless there's something specific about
1,
like
2, 3, 4,
Mars.
Yes, yeah, it's just a
6,
usual complication.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm rerolling 7.
Actually, are you bound?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And this is an unbound power. This is one of the powers that I can do unbound. I'm just I should have declared that before. I'm running it, just bound. I'm not trying to up the at all. Roll.
So you are bound, not unbound.
Well, I'm not a bound psyker, but I'm not, because when you make a sacred power check, you can decide whether you are doing it. If you're running it bound, unbound, or transcendent.
You can't be bound then.
I can't.
Yeah. Or like if you're not a bound psyker, I don't think you can only have a minimum 1, I think, on your psychic powers. I think this is the baseline psychic test.
Wait, explain that again.
Minor psychic powers can only be activated bound.
Yeah, this is not a minor power though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I was just running it bound.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm being weird with trying to read these. So.
Yep. I think the way I think it works is I have to basically like decide to run it kind of on higher gear.
Yes.
And I'm not yet.
That's how that works.
That seems like a bad idea. So I'm rolling 76 because I spent my wrath. So hopefully I can get what I need. Yep. Okay. I'm good. And I think with that I can shift actually one of those into glory. And if yeah, at least one. That's I had 3, 4, 5 from the first one, 6, 7. One of those into glory, and one of them let me look at my sheet for that to see if there's anything extra on that specific power. Yeah, I'll spend one of those movement increase to normal speed, so I'm not going slower than normal.
Cool.
Okay.
You can't be heard speaking though.
What?
You can't be heard speaking though.
I cannot. So I shift. You see, Sidra sort of shifts out of phase of things. You can't see her anymore.
You
and
can
I begin
vaguely see her, but she can't be heard or interacted with, basically.
Yes. And I start going through and trying to find this guy.
So you start running through the ammunition, and as the rest of you try and figure out how you're going to try and follow or try and chase down this Warsmith that has gotten loose inside, while the Sisters of Battle join combat outside, we will end there for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.